So first of all, I wanted to give you guys a little bit of update on some of the important things that are now happening within the company, within the community. Also follow up on some of the information that we shared earlier this month at the global online event, and then also to open up for you more about our expansion targets for this year and the coming years, as well as then to talk about a few very important dates that we should all be aware of. And most importantly, what can all of us do right now to support this motion, support this movement, but also how can we all benefit extra by using some of these amazing campaigns that we have ongoing now as well. So that's the agenda for today. There's a lot of information that we wanted to share with you guys today. Some of these are updates, some of these are reminders, and then there's obviously going to be quite a lot of new information as well. So buckle up and let's get started. There you go. Well done. So first of all, to start off with some of the technical updates, I'm also delivering for you some warm welcomes from Mr. Wayne Dobson. He and his team are working at this very moment. He's working together with the team of programmers. These guys, as us, they don't take Sundays off. They might take an hour or two somewhere here and there, but otherwise than that, they do continue working like all of us. But he wanted to send his best regards for you guys, and he gave me a few updates that I would like to share with you right now. So let's cover all the technical things first. Number one, the CSR savings plan, the savings program, is going to be officially launched tomorrow. So tomorrow on the 31st of January, that one will be going live, and you are going to receive an official announcement from that one with more information at the official Telegram channel of the company, and then from there it will be shared across all the different chat rooms and so on. Let me explain you a little bit how this one works, if there was any area that you didn't maybe have a clear understanding about yet. Basically, what the savings plan offers for you is that for you to hold on to the CSR and locking the CSR to a fixed interest account, you will be able to earn CSR while you wait. So basically how it works is that any CSR that you already have in your hand, you can actually send that CSR into a specific savings account and lock the CSR there, either for an amount of 6 months or for an amount of 12 months. And after 6 months or 12 months, you're going to get your CSR back, but also you are going to earn an interest on your deposit, like a savings account you would do in a bank. So if you lock your CSR, any amount, 1 CSR or 100 CSR, into the 6 months program, you will receive 3% extra at the same time as you receive back your capital. You will be able to track in the system, in your back office, in the portal. You will actually be able to see daily the interest ticking on your deposit. If you lock the CSR there for 12 months, now you will receive altogether 7% interest during that time. So this is a great way to reward the people that are actually holding the CSR. If you're not interested of selling the CSR immediately, you're planning to hold it for the long term, now you don't need to hold it for nothing. You can just, you can deposit there and actually earn while you hold. So this is a new feature that we are going to be activating, and that is going live tomorrow, and you will find this same information, probably more technical information and instructions specifically how to get this one moving on the official announcements during tomorrow and the day after. But that would be a very important thing that is coming online now. As a follow-up to this one, also the function to begin retire CSR, which is in many cases what I believe to be the sort of last crucially important function for the CSR plastic credit, is now nearly completed. And once the savings plan has been fully activated, the next step will now be then to launch the CSR retirement. That will probably now take place in the next couple of weeks. And the team has been working a lot on this to make it as elegant, make it as easy for everyone to use as possible. How does the retirement work? Let me just explain about that one for one more minute. And why is it so important? Basically, it means that on your back office, you will be, first of all, able to verify your wallet address by using MetaMask as a third-party tool. So basically, you or any other person or any company can basically use the MetaMask to verify your blockchain wallet address. This is very important when private people and companies want to be able to show publicly on the database, on the blockchain, that I am the one who actually retired this plastic credit. I am the one who actually contributed on removing this amount of plastic waste from the environment. Like in many countries today, you actually can do verifications by using your banking application. Depending on the country, some countries more popular. As an example, in Finland, a lot of the online functions that need you to do your identity check, you actually can do a verification by using your banking application. You don't need to send in any scanned documents of yourself. You can just verify yourself by using the banking app. In the same way, we are using the MetaMask as a way for you to verify your blockchain wallet. So this is an easy, simple way to bring that confirmation layer in the operations as well. So as a follow-up, the intention is that any private individual or any company can now officially have their tokens verified that they retire on the blockchain, and then also download a certificate showing that this many kilos of plastic waste has been eliminated from the environment by my work. All right? So this is now coming online as well. There's a little bit more work to be done there. They're already testing the system, and this will be going live soon as well. Now, we made an announcement on the January 9th at the public event that we are going to be now listing the CSR on at least 3 public exchanges during the period of 4 months. So basically, by and before May 9th. And in preparation for these listings, where we are taking some great steps at the very moment, we are going to be doing some very important things that we need to get in place and get in order before and in preparation for those upcoming listings. What does it mean, public listing? Let me specify that. It means that the CSR plastic credit token is going to be listed before the 9th of May on at least 3 third-party public exchanges where the trading will then be made available for anyone around the world. Okay, there might be some regional limitations. Maybe exchange, shouldn't say anywhere around the world, but let's say regionally, some exchanges might only accept certain nationalities where they have licenses, but internationally anyway. Hopefully, in most cases, anyone can actually join all of these platforms and do trading over there. But we don't control from where these exchanges allow their customers to do. Some exchanges will only accept customers, for example, from European countries or Asian countries. Just want to highlight when I say worldwide. In many cases, United States customers, for example, are not able to join in all of the exchanges, just to make that. But international exchanges, which are not controlled or not owned by us in any way, these are third-party exchanges allowing international trading to take place with the CSR. So in preparation for that, what we are doing right now is, for example, the ISF discretionary award that you have been able to use in case you are still today holding any of the ISF tokens and you would like to receive the CSR award for that. This application period, which has now been already open for about 6 to 7 months, is now going to be closed at the end of the month of March. All right, very important to note that down. So this means that it's very important that all of you and everyone involved will go and do their ISF award application before the end of March. So as long as you get it in there, as long as you follow the steps and you actually make the application, then you're good. By the end of the March, it means that the application process has been open already for almost 9 months. So you got 2 more months to do that. After that, we're going to close that function, right? So very important that we advise everyone to take action and go and do the application now, okay? So this is an important date to do. We want to finalize that process, at least get all the applications in, and then we're going to continue to process them as we're doing right now. We're going to continue to be distributing CSR towards the approved applications every week. And this will now obviously be an ongoing process. But we need to close off that section, and this will now be done before the public listings take place, so we can also then identify exactly how many CSR tokens are to be reserved and allocated towards this group of holders. All right? So once again, very important that we make sure that everyone will do their application before the month, end of the month of March. Okay. Now, other things that we're working on right now, and this is something that has to still do a lot of the technical things, is a proper tracking and auditing system for the CSR plastic credit in regards of the connection with the plastic waste removed from the environment. So, as you know, CSR plastic credit is a very, very unique concept. And when you compare what we do to all the other digital currency, digital asset projects out there, you can easily say that we are completely different than 99.9% of all the other digital assets out there. Primarily and most importantly, because of the fact that every single CSR plastic credit is backed up by real plastic waste removed from our environment. It's actually backed up with something. It's not just based on hot air that somebody decided to generate 100 billion of, or is just pressing a few buttons today and 100 million will be created again today. No. The CSR plastic credit, every single CSR plastic credit which is out there right now in circulation, which is a little bit over 100 million of them, is fully backed up by real physical work of plastic waste removed from the environment. And this is absolutely and crucially important. And this is one of the founding principles that the CSR concept is built on. And the way that we are going to now begin to document that process is something that I believe will not only become the defining element of CSR plastic credit, but it will actually also become an industry standard. And as saying that, as you know, on these Sunday calls, we always like to talk about things for you guys first. So even before we make an announcement, we like to let you guys who are taking your time on your Sunday afternoon and Sunday morning to be here to talk with us. We like you guys to be in on every sort of new development and update that is happening. And that's something I want to talk to you now about. So basically what we are creating right now is we're creating a data collection system which is going to track every kilo of plastic waste that enters into the Corsair facilities. And this tracking system has not been done by anybody before. This is a one-of-a-kind system. And basically what happens with it is that when plastic waste gets entered into the factories, into the storages where the raw material is being stored, every kilo is being monitored, documented, and then registered onto the blockchain. On top of that, there will be a secondary validation process, which is a live video feed, which will record every plastic kilo arriving into these production facilities. And these are made publicly available for everyone to see. On top of that, we are going to bring in one of the top four. We are still in talks with a few of them. One of the top four, one of the big name auditing companies, financial auditing companies, to come in and actually audit and inspect this process and then give their stamp and signature approving that these data that we collected is accurate and correct. Okay? Now, while we do that, what we are also planning to do with this, and this is the new information for you guys, is that once this has been established, we are going to also open up an opportunity for other companies other than Corsair to also join this platform. Okay, what does it mean? It means that any other chemical recycling or mechanical recycling plastic company out there in the world who would like to be part of the CSR platform will actually be able to implement, to install this data collection system at their facilities, as long as they follow the exact, very specific guidelines. And they will also now be able to join in the creation of the CSR plastic credits. Meaning that the CSR are no longer only created from the work by Corsair alone, but also by other companies around the world. Now, what happens here is actually that CSR will no longer be just something that Corsair is doing. No. It's now becoming an international industry standard. And our intention in the long term is that we would be able to have tens, maybe even hundreds of companies around the world who are working together with Corsair under the management of Corsair, but contributing to the creation and generation of the CSR plastic credits. And here's the important part, why? And for you as a token holder, for you as an influencer, why is this important? it's important, well, first of all, for the fact that CSR will then no longer be just Corsair's project. No. Now it's becoming something that is implemented and used widely in the plastic recycling industry. And when there are more companies that are now joining our community to help on this program, meaning that when they remove the plastic waste from the environment, they are part of the CSR plastic credit creation. They are contributing into that process. Now the CSR will become so much more stronger because there is more than one company involved in this process. But instead, there will be many companies around the world who are part of this. Now, we are seeing at the moment that, for example, regulators like the European Union are creating already functions that will become part of the law in the next coming years. In more specifics, what it means is that, in my opinion, in the next 3 to 5 years, every company in places like Europe or any developed region around the world, every company is going to be by law obligated to take responsibility of their carbon footprint and their plastic waste footprint. And this means that companies will need a way to remove their plastic waste footprint. And the easiest way to do this for any company or for any private individual out there is to simply buy the CSR plastic credit and then retire the credit and get the final certificate on that one. And what we spoke earlier on this call, use the blockchain verification to show for the world that they are the one who did this retirement of the token and therefore remove the plastic from the environment. I hope this all makes sense to you. Now, these regulations that will come into effect, in the beginning, it will be, this is my strong sort of estimation on this. In the beginning, you can do it worldwide, meaning that company in Europe can help to remove the plastic waste in Asia or in Africa or anywhere else in the world. But as we move forward, these are also going to become more and more regional, which means that if you are based in a certain area in the world, you are now obligated to remove that plastic from the same area. And by opening up the CSR to other companies to join in as well, is going to take CSR global and worldwide immediately. And we are no longer just one company contributing that one. Instead, we are now becoming a union, an association of companies working together, building the CSR as a strong method globally to fight the plastic waste pollution. So that's the direction where we are taking this one. And we really see CSR plastic credit to become the plastic credit globally for companies and people to use to reduce their plastic waste footprint and to become plastic neutral. All right? More information from this one will obviously follow as soon as we start to bring in this online. But we are already in talks with new partners who would like to join the CSR as a platform, who would like to contribute and who would like to help on this. And this will include all types of partners: mechanical recycling companies, chemical recycling companies, but also communities. Communities that are out there collecting plastic waste. And this means that a community of people who want to clean up their environment from plastic pollution can join the CSR platform. And it means that some of the money that is being generated from the sales of the CSR plastic credit will then go to these people, support them in their mission to collect the plastic waste from the environment. That's the key element. So number one, by doing this, CSR will become more stronger because there will be more partners using it. And also number two, as a result of this, we will be among the very first people and communities and companies around the world that is creating and generating value for something that today is considered with no value at all. We are actually going to begin to create value for that garbage that is polluting people's communities. Now, think about this. Unfortunately, in most cases, it is the most polluted areas in the world that are also at the same time the most poorest areas in the world. People who are under extreme poor conditions, who are on a day-to-day basis having to struggle and to fight to find food for their families, or even to find shelter to sleep in, or even in some areas around the world, they are under a constant threat of violence. In most of those places around the world, recycling is not very high on their priority list. And that's why we see those areas to also be most of the times the most polluted areas as well. What this now makes is it makes it possible for us, number one, to allow those people in those areas to earn a secondary income from simply collecting plastic waste from the environment and bringing it to Corsair. They can actually earn money by collecting the plastic from the environment. This will change lives. We're talking about changing thousands and thousands of lives around the world by allowing people to earn money by doing something that nobody else right now is interested of paying them for. Number two, they at the same time clean their own environment, helping the environment and the planet as a whole. So we're able to bring in this value where it's really needed. And by doing that, building the CSR to become much, much, much more than just being something that is a project from this one company called Corsair. And that is the power of community. As we all know in this call, we are all experts on our own field of building communities and supporting communities while we do our network marketing business. So that is a very, very important thing to also bring up. So CSR and what you're going to see happening this year is going to become much, much more than just something that is issued and operated by Corsair. We want to take this global, we want to make it large scale, and we want to bring in strong partners who will also begin to use it and contribute into the generation. Great. Now, a couple other topics. These are a little bit different from each other, so I want to separate each topic, but there was a few important things I wanted to share with you. I said to Roger before that I'll just come on for 30 minutes today, but I think this is going to take a little bit longer as usual. But just to give you guys, again, we haven't spoken for a while, so I got a pocket full of things to share with you guys. Now, one of the interesting things, and this is a little bit of a side note, but I'm gonna just now share it with you guys anyway, because it's something that I think it's good for all of us to know. And obviously we are involved in oil business. And even if you can see what's happening right now, this is something that we're all aware of, that our day-to-day operations and the CSR as our main product that we as influencers promote and educate people about, and the mission that we do as influencers is to be here to save the planet from plastic pollution. Alongside of that one, creating and allowing people to change their lives financially by having this amazing financial opportunity called the Amplitude. So helping people, helping the world to tackle and to solve this plastic waste crisis is one. Obviously, number two is to create financial independence through the Amplitude company, and then also to bring together a community of people to build the CSR as a global phenomenon, as a global tool for every individual and every company to become plastic neutral by reducing their plastic waste footprint. So we are more and more moving away from simply talking about the oil business. But I want to sort of remind you, obviously, that's a big part of what we're doing. And saying that we're moving away from that, meaning that we're moving away from that in our general discussion and presentation about the CSR plastic credit. That's what I mean by saying that. But when we look at the oil market, and this is something I think is quite interesting and it speaks for itself, is that just a couple of days ago on the 27th of this month, we saw the oil market, the Brent crude oil, break the price point of $90 per barrel. And even if this is sad news for any consumer, especially anyone driving a car with a combustion engine, we can all feel the pain if you visit the gas station. But at the same time, I can tell you that this is very, very, very good for all of us as a community, very good for all of us as a company. And the $90 per barrel is a sort of a benchmark. And if you look at the graph over here, what's quite interesting here is that we are at this moment at the highest point on the market than we have been in the oil market for the last 6 years. So the oil price is now at the highest that it has been for the last 6 years. And my personal estimation is that we're going to continue to, the price is going to continue to increase, and we're going to see $100 a barrel probably in the next 60 days. That's my estimation. Maybe sooner, maybe later, but I think we're very much heading that direction. People always talk about timing in business. You know, how important is timing? And people also, especially the people that are involved in investments and trading, always say that you should buy at the lowest. That's the time to enter, and hopefully sell at the highest, of course. But buying, when do you enter a trade, or when do you enter a business or investment, is when the prices are in the bottom. Well, when talking about timing, you know, obviously during the last over 1 year that we've been building this business and doing all these things, we've done mistakes. Absolutely. And we take full responsibility and full credit for every mistake we've done. If we've set a date that we're going to do something and we missed the date, there's always been a reason for that. Usually it's been that things just didn't get completed at that time frame for whatever reason. But we take full responsibility of those days. But when you're running a real business, like we are, employing about 100 people, all of our group, including more than 15 companies, we're dealing with a lot of people, a lot of moving parts, factories, machines, people, IT, all these things. yeah, sometimes we might miss a deadline, but we always deliver. In the end of the day, we always deliver. And that's sort of something that I can count for, I can vouch for, I can stand for. And even if we would miss a date like we've done in the past with some announcements or that we were not able to put some function online with the IT on the exact date that we were hoping to do that, yeah, those things happen when you're running a real business. And especially in the last year, there were many, many updates and many improvements that were done. But one thing that we can definitely say that we have been very good at is in timing. Timing, like some people say, timing is everything. Well, what you can see here is that the oil price today is at the highest point in 6 years. When we entered the oil business in 2020, the oil price in the beginning of 2020 was at the lowest in 20 years. So we came from about $20 a barrel now to about $90 a barrel. So if you want to talk about timing, in this case, the timing was absolutely perfect. It really could not have been better. I don't remember if you, I don't know if you guys remember, there's a movie back in the day called Independence Day. This is a little bit off topic, but a movie called Independence Day. And there's this great scene where Jeff Goldblum and his father in the movie are driving to Washington. And I love that picture where there's 2 lanes on the highway, and the other lane is full of cars, completely full of cars coming out of the city. And then there is one car. And then there is just one car with Jeff Goldblum and his father in going the opposite direction. There's like 1,000 people coming that way and that one car going to the other direction. So in the beginning of 2020, we were like those guys. Everybody else was running away from the oil business while we went full into the oil business. All right. So maybe somebody has time to maybe Roger or someone, you can try to pull up that, or we can share it later. That it's a great picture in the movie. So anyway, that sort of always reminds us on this one. But you know, we do get some things right, and one of those things is timing. And I can say right now, today, for all of you guys, that in a year or 2 from now, you guys are going to look back and say, okay, the Corsair guys, they got it right. The timing to enter the oil business in the early 2020, wow, that was an amazing achievement. But you're also going to say another thing. And that thing is that the moment for us to launch the CSR plastic credit and enter the plastic credit market was the most amazing achievement that we ever did in terms of time. Because if you look around you, if you read anywhere, you look anything that's happening around the world, the plastic credit is going to become a widely used, legally used, and obligated tool for companies and private individuals. And our timing with that one is absolutely spot on. And everything that we're doing right now, taking it into a wider perspective. So it's not only about one company, Corsair, but it's going to be about multiple companies around the world using this platform. It's going to be about communities around the world using this platform to create value for something that nobody before has been considered valuable. This is the timing, guys. And I think that if our timing with the oil business was a $1 million time, our timing with the CSR plastic credit is going to be a multi-billion-dollar time. Okay? Just wait and see. That's all I'm going to say more to that topic. All right. So also another important benefit, of course, for us in terms of the oil price increasing is that our oil is becoming more and more valuable and sought after on the market. And one of those things that it will definitely play a big impact is that right now, still today, we are selling our oil to the fuel industry. So the oil that we generate here in Bangkok on a day-to-day basis is being sold and used by the fuel industry to make traffic fuels such as gasoline and diesel out of the oil that we make from plastic waste. But this is all now about to change. And on the 9th of this month, we made the announcement, or sort of a pre-announcement, for this major collaboration that we are in formation of. And I wanted to share a little bit more extra information for you guys from that. We are basically on the last phase on that arrangement right now. And basically what it means is that we're going to be able to soon make a joint press release together with one of the largest plastic manufacturing companies in the world about this global collaboration that we are forming with them. And a big part of finalizing that conversation with them right now and that collaboration with them is the pricing of our oil. And if you know the story, if you know what we're doing right now, you know that our type of oil, yes, it can be used by the fuel industry to make traffic fuels, which means that it has a price relation to the international oil market, which is increasing, which is very good for us as a business. But also the fact that the Corsair oil has been now proven to be able to be used in the creation of new plastic products gives that oil a completely new secondary market. So a plastic manufacturing company that makes plastic, today they would use virgin oil, crude oil from the market. But because of all the regulations, like in the European Union, they are now forced by law to use at least 30% recycled plastic waste in the creation of this new plastic that they make. And if they don't use that recycled plastic, they have to pay a tax penalty of 800 euros per ton, about 80 euro cents per kilo, for every kilo that does not include that recycled plastic waste in it. So what really happens is that when we sell our oil to the plastic manufacturing company, they are not really buying oil from us. They're not buying crude oil in its sense. What they're buying is they're buying the recycled plastic. And for them, this is completely different thing. And without giving any commitments or giving away anything specific from the market price that we're going to have, we are, like I said, we are still in final stages of the negotiation here. But all in all, we can say that the price for selling the recycled plastic is significantly more than selling just normal crude oil. In some cases, it has been even double the amount that we've seen happening in the market. So this means that our operations as a company, now when we are moving to the stage where our oil is going soon fully into the creation of new plastic products and recycling of plastic, is going to make our operations also hugely more profitable. This is going to be a massive bonus for the company, allowing us again to expand our operations faster and more efficiently, because we know that we just make more money from every liter of oil that we sell. That being said, we're going to now come to our sort of possibly final point of our call. Let's see, something else comes up still before we finish off that. There's at least a few things. Okay, but I wanted to walk you guys through, and we're also going to share this one in the groups, but I wanted to show you guys a little bit of the bigger sort of target. What can you expect happening in the sort of short term, and most importantly, a little bit longer term with our global expansion? So Corsair Group, as of right now, is targeting to expand our chemical recycling operations of plastic waste internationally in order to reach a production of 1 billion liters of oil annually from the year 2030 onwards. By doing this, we are taking the company international, which includes establishing production facilities in various countries around the world, all together in 6 continents. Our target in the year 2030 is to be able to recover from the environment approximately 1.5 billion kilos of plastic waste per year, and while doing that, produce more than 1 billion liters of advanced bio-oil or pyrolysis oil annually. This will also take us as a company to an annual revenue generated between 600 million and 1 billion euros a year from the sales of the oil. There's a little bit of gap there depending on how well our negotiations go now with the pricing, but that's just to give you guys a range. We're going to start this phase 2, which is basically the next step of expansion, from Thailand, which is for us sort of our backyard, where we are the most strongest right now. And our target is to take Corsair and our production facilities across the country, and in the next couple of years to have altogether 13 production facilities here in Thailand in the next coming years. Might take more than 2 years. And then to reach a combined production output of approximately 100 million liters of oil per year here in Thailand. Additionally to Thailand, we're looking to expand our operations in Europe. Of course, now Slovakia is where everything gets started, and we're going to have some great updates, exciting updates for you regarding Slovakia shortly as well. But we're also looking to take our operations into several other European countries. In some of these countries, we've already started the application for the environmental licenses. We're forming partnerships, and these are the countries right now in Europe that are sort of most further down the pipeline already. This will be the next sort of step of our European expansion. Additionally to Europe, we are looking to expand into several other locations across Southeast Asia, including several key important areas. Obviously, this area, including countries like the Philippines, Indonesia, Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, as well as Thailand, these are countries that have a massive problem right now with plastic pollution, including Sri Lanka and so on. So we really want to go to the most difficult parts of the world where the problem is the largest. But additionally to that, we're also looking to launch operations in the United States. And we're now establishing partnerships, establishing operations to be ordered to launch our operations from the Rocky Mountains area. So this will include altogether 5 states, Idaho, Colorado, Utah, Wyoming, and then the state of Nevada, which means that we might actually be holding one of our events, hopefully not that far in the future. We would be holding that maybe in Las Vegas, Nevada, which would be an interesting, I think, trip for many. Also, as you can imagine, massive amount of plastic waste generated in that city. But this will be the location where we are going to be launching our operations in the US. There might be changes coming here. I'm not going to write this off in that way. As you know, as things get moving, things can always happen, but this is the current plan. And then from there, our intention is to go nationwide as well. USA is a massive problem. If you look at the average amount of plastic waste that one human being generates per year, if in Europe it's more towards between 30, 40, 50 kilos a person per year, in US it's about 100 kilos a year or more. So USA is a massive problem when it comes to plastic waste. And then from there, our target is to expand as a step 3 globally, also to other areas, including Middle East, Middle and South America, Africa, Australia, Oceania, and so on. And by doing this, our target, our mission is to be able to generate that 1 billion liters of pyrolysis oil, advanced bio oil per year within the year 2030. Now, just to give you an understanding on what's happening on this market right now, the market demand for this type of oil as of today is approximately 100 billion liters per year. 100 billion liters a year. That's the market demand. The global production right now from all the companies around the world, Corsair and others included, as of today is approximately 20 million liters a year. That's the global production cost. From 20 million to 100 billion. That's the opportunity. So if you think that 1 billion liters is a massive amount, yeah, it's a lot of oil. But at the same time, it is only 1% of the market. 1% of the demand annually. Once we have reached this stage, we also have then the potential to expand the production to 2 billion liters. And we estimate that this could be possible within an additional 5 years, within the year 2035, allowing us to cover 2% of the market. And it would look something like this. So this is what we are aiming for. As you can see, there are strategically areas that we have not even included into our plan, which today still include massive areas of our planet, like China, like Russia. But these are areas where we've already, at least we have researched the area, we've found the opportunity there, we've seen the locations are doable, and these are the primary areas where we as a company are right now moving forward of expanding our chemical recycling operations. So what I can say here is that if you think that, you know, in some way we are aiming for small targets, or you feel that we're not, you know, we're not moving forward fast enough, whatever, this is basically the most simplest way to look at our business plan. This is where we want to be in less than 10 years from now. And if you look at everything that we've achieved in a little bit over 1 year, we are moving forward faster than anyone else in this industry. That's a fact. And we're going to continue to do that. And we're going to continue to aim and to target towards this bigger objective. Now, how can we all now contribute and help in this mission? A couple more things to add to that. First of all, what I would like to ask all of you to do is I would like to ask you guys to go into Facebook, go into Instagram, and I would like to go and click like and then share the Corsair Facebook and international pages. The Corsair International Facebook and Instagram pages. Sorry. So by doing that, we are creating more reach in our communication and building more and more followers. We have today a little bit less than 4,000 likes on our Facebook page, and I'm not exactly sure how many followers in the Instagram, but please do that. Please go there, like the page, like the Instagram channel, and of course bring in your friends to do so as well. It's very important that we keep growing these social media channels as well. Additionally to that, we have also now released a very interesting extra promotion called the Mega Draw. And the Mega Draw is now already ongoing, it's already activated. And basically what it means is that since about a week ago, on the 22nd of January, all the way until the late evening of the 18th of February, every purchase, every 1 year of plastic waste footprint that is removed from the environment will be awarded with 2 Mega Draw tickets. 1 ticket for the redeemer of that service and 1 ticket for the sponsor who helped the person, the redeemer, to actually get that package. Now, once this campaign period ends on the 19th of February, there's going to be 10 lucky winners that are going to win one of the prizes, which includes a €500 Amplivo gift voucher and also €500 in CSR plastic credit. So altogether a combined value of €1,000. Now, when you redeem a package today, you're going to get your golden tickets. 1 ticket per every year of plastic waste footprint that you remove. And from that moment, for example, from today until the ending of the campaign period, every day you are going to get a new ticket. Every day from now until the end of the campaign. These are called draw tickets. So this means that the earlier that you get your golden ticket as a result of redeeming or as a result of selling one of those packages, the more draw tickets you will accumulate and create for the actual lucky draw. So the fortune here favors the early ones. The earlier that you get into this campaign by redeeming or helping someone else to redeem, the more tickets you will generate for the lucky draw. That's how it works. And this will be something that we're going to be then announcing. Again, we're going to be announcing the winners in the same way like we've done before. And I would very much encourage all of you now to take part in this campaign. Obviously, this is an extra on top of what everything else that we're doing, general commissions, bonuses, and so on, but something extra, something fun to add into the next couple of weeks as well. All right? Also, as we announced a few days ago, is that the price, the direct sales price of the CSR plastic credit will now, in preparation for the public listing of the CSR in publicly used exchanges, in preparation for that public trading, we are now going to start to become increasing the CSR direct sales price monthly. And as of today, when we look at all the other plastic credits out there, the average price to someone to remove 1 kilo of plastic waste from the environment is an average between 40 and 50 euro cents per kilo. In comparison, that means that the average market price for CSR or the plastic credits in general should actually be between 4 cents and 5 cents per CSR token. Right now, today, they are sold for 2.5 cents. So 2.5 cents is the current market price. The average market price for plastic credits is between 4 and 5 cents. You could say 4.5. So in preparation for the listing, we are now going to begin to increase the price of CSR, the direct sales price. Instead of quarterly, we're going to be doing it once a month. And that means that on the 19th of February, we're going to be increasing the price from the current 2.5 cents to 2.75 cents. That's an increase of 10%. Following to that, on March 19, we're going to be increasing the price again from 2.75 cents to 3 cents. So those will be the two very important dates to keep in mind. 19th of February, an increase of 10%. 19th of March, an increase of about 9%. But during the next little bit more than 6 weeks, we will see the price increased by another half a cent as the direct sales price. And this will continue now until we get to that average market price of plastic credits, because why should we be below that? Doesn't make any sense. So that's also very reassuring, and I think a very positive thing for us to know that because we're not alone in the world of plastic credits, we are definitely right now the leading plastic credit in the world, but we're not alone, which means that the market price is not decided by us. There are multiple players out there, and eventually the market price is determined by whatever amount the buyer is willing to pay for. And right now, that market price is an average about 4.5 cents per CSR if you compare them together. And we are going to continue little by little to increase the price until we get there. Now, the direct sales price is of course very different than the trading price, the value on the market. These are two different things. We don't control the trading price. The trading price is completely out of our hands. That is whatever people want to buy and sell the tokens on the exchanges, which will now soon begin. But what we can control and what we can decide is the direct sales price. And this is a price that is now 2.5 cents, and we're going to continue to increase it now towards the 4.5. So please take advantage of this amazingly low market price still today. It's not going to last, and I guarantee for you, we're never going to come back down. That's for sure. So please take advantage of that. Use the promotion, which now rewards you also by getting in more earlier before this lucky draw, the mega draw takes place. And of course, all the other campaigns, all the other promotions that we have ongoing within the Ampligo as well. Great. So a little bit more than a 30-minute update. I'm going to still pass this on back to you, Roger, and not sure what else you had planned for today. But I think it was good for us to get this update, a lot of information, even if it was for all of you guys out there, and just to highlight on what an amazing moment we have in our hands right now in terms of timing when it comes to the oil market, in terms of timing when it comes to generally about the plastic recycling market, and especially when it comes to the timing in regards of the plastic credit. This is a once-in-a-lifetime moment, guys. And we are right in the middle of it all. So the opportunity that we have in our hands right now to help this planet while at the same time create financial independence to you, to all of your friends and all of your families is now. This is the moment for us to do this together. So thank you all very much again for being part of this amazing journey with all of us. And back to you, Roger. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jay. Absolutely superb. It certainly gives everyone on this call here and those who listen to the recording something to think about. Huge opportunities, guys. This is huge. If you think about this and re-look at this, okay, we're being recorded. I will release this. It'll be all made available to everyone to watch and you know, and share it with everyone. But, you know, it's the same old story, what we say to you guys, you know, timing is now. And when you look at it, if you're at the bus stop and the bus is there, I'm telling you, get on that bus because it's going to leave without you. And once it leaves without you, it'll be a lot harder to catch up. Now, Renee, is there anything you wanted to say just to finish up and then we'll call it a day? We have just gone over the hour.
No, it's very, very good call as today. So next week we have another Amplifo weekly call as well.
Okay. Thank you, Renee. Fantastic. Thank you, everybody. Have a fantastic Sunday afternoon and evening wherever you are. And Jay, brilliant. Thanks very much, mate.
Thank you very much. Thank you, guys.
No, thank you. Superb updates. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Thank you, guys.